your host for the 2023 VR Awards, noblesquashy. Thank you. Welcome to the award show. This is a brief look at my favorite games of 2023. They do not have to be released in 2023. They only have to have been played by me in 2023. So without further ado, let's get into the first award. The RNG Award is awarded to my favorite roguelike of the year. With an honorable mention to Gazzlers, the winner is Compound. Compound very much has a boomer shooter vibe with a slow ramping difficulty spike to keep you engaged up front and provide a reason to hop back in. There are loads of enemy types, guns, and 3 options for game advantage at the beginning. Congratulations, Compound. The Jackbox Party Pack Award is a first of its kind award. Not everyone you know is going to have a VR headset, but you still want to spend time with them gaming. This game allows you to play with just one VR headset and as many PCs as you can connect up. The winner is Davigo. Davigo is an asymmetrical VR game, meaning you can play as a giant in VR with your friends on PC playing as knights, attempting to take down the giant. With 5 players and map creation supported, this game truly touts a unique gaming experience. Let's hear from the giant himself.
Knights. 8. Shit.
Thank you, giant head thing. The PC VR award goes to the game that still shows you that playing on PC can be one of the best VR experiences out there. Last year it went to Rumble, which is still a fantastic game that has a heavy physics system that is very difficult to build out on standalone platforms. Now, while there is a very strong honorable mention for Vertigo 2 here, this game is a 1-hour co-op for the very low price of free. The winner of the PCVR award is Sam and Dan Floaty Flatmates.
Gladiator, 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 pick a fight with the gods, I'm the giant slayer, bone shaker.
Sam and Dan is only about an hour of co-op adventure, but man, it's fun. Separating out the audio, you are only able to use hand signals to communicate at first until you figure out the rest of the puzzle. Completely free on Steam, it's an absolute must-play with a friend. Let's hear from, Dan? You know, a lot of people have been saying in the comments recently that I got eaten by a shark multiple times in that playthrough. But, does that make me less of a man? Thank you, Sam. Or, Dan? I always get them confused. Achievement hunting and in-game collectibles are an incredibly motivating way to build your game and bring back people just for that 100% achievement hit. I have to give an honorable mention to Demio here, but the game that had me coming back the most and the winner of this award is Gazzlers.
You my little boo thing, so I'll give a hoot what you do, say girl, I know. You a little too tame, I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl, I know.
Gazzlers is a progression-focused roguelike with tons of weapon collectibles. Gazzlers themselves are fun and wacky, and the shooting mods are great. Definitely a game you can hop into daily or weekly to beat the challenges. We weren't originally going to have them give a speech, but they said they would let me into World 2 if they could. Thank you to... I appreciate your input. Now, you have a problem. Sometimes all of your friends in VR want to play with you, but most VR games that are multiplayer are built for, 2 to 5 players. What do you do to get quality time with everyone in your life? Now, me, I go to Bocce Time, which is our honorable mention, but the winner of this award for the 2nd year in a row is Among Us VR. What can be said about Among Us that hasn't already been said? One of the top party games of all time has a really phenomenal iteration from Shell Games here. 2 full maps and tons of game type customizations. It is never not a fun time. So we all know that Beat Saber is most people's first VR game. But ever since that time, there's been tons of development, whether it's in DLC or in physics, that really allow a new experience for rhythm games in VR. And VR is perfect for rhythm games. I have to give an honorable mention shout out to one of the most recent comers to my headset, Dance Dash. But the winner of the award this year is one that absolutely crushed it on DLC and put out some of my favorite tracks. The winner is Synth Riders.
I was born blessed with the curse to remember that I came from the gutter with no gifts in December. Running up the meter on froze on my wristwatch. Chopper blast, make them dance like a tick.
Introducing me to a whole slew of new artists as well as ones I love like Caravan Palace, Lindsey Sterling, Muse, and the Gorillaz, Synth Riders produces great maps that really allow you to vibe out to the music instead of the percussive experiences you get from many other VR rhythm games. The Halo series has a very special place in my childhood's heart just because even though I'm not really big into shooters, the wacky way that it approached guns and characters always brought me back for more, especially in the single-player campaign. And the Master Chief Collection Award goes to the game that really brought me back to those feelings in its campaign. The winner of that, I think everyone is going to guess, Vertigo 2. Vertigo 2 should be most outlets' single-player game of the year, to be honest. It's such a unique VR experience with full worlds and individual characters. The shooting progression is great. There are tons of little secrets to explore and go back for. A terrific way to spend your time in VR. Let's hear a little from the head of Brian Industries, Brian. I first want to say thank you to all of the species that I have made extinct throughout my rigorous scientific testing. Your kind will be forgotten in a few short years, but your contributions to science are appreciated. And this is for Officer 13. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Here's hoping that your next helicopter crash is fatal. Well, it never fails that I do try a few games outside of my game genre comfort zone each year. And this year, not being a big shooter guy, there was a couple that I tried out, some that I kind of enjoyed, but there was one that really caught mine and the group chat's attention, and we played it all the time for several months. And that was Breachers.
How you like that? You gon' like that? How you like that?
Breachers is a great game. Whether or not you are playing solo or with friends, reminiscent of Rainbow Six Siege, it's a 5v5 siege shooter with roles flipping at the 7th game. They have a total of 5 maps now with skins available. Still a fun time and a decently fun rotating meta due to constant updates from the dev team. Existing in an app lab or early access is a really difficult place for a game to be. Either the game developer is completely funding it themselves, or perhaps the publisher is funding a little bit, but normally in VR, it can be subsidized just by app lab purchases or Patreon support. This award goes to the game that I feel like has the most potential to blow up from early access or app lab into something really, really special. Last year we gave this award to Derby, who now sits at 180,000 followers on TikTok. But this is not about last year, this is about this year, and I am awarding this award to The Break-In.
Baby, let me see it. I just wanna eat it. Baby, let me see it. No, I really need it.
Break-In is a wacky thief sim that randomly generates houses and businesses that you can break into. It has fun progressions in your outfits, your getaway vehicles, your intel teams, and your robbery tools. With friends, this game is such an incredible time of goofing around in randomly generated houses. I can't wait to see where this game goes in the new year. No award show is complete without a game of the year. This was a huge struggle between my favorite single player experience and my favorite multiplayer experience. But at the end of the day, I had to default with, who am I? I am a multiplayer VR gamer for the most part, and that's just who I am. So I have to give the award to my multiplayer game of the year. However, this is a huge, huge honorable mention to Vertigo 2 you got absolutely shafted by a lot of big VR outlets. And if you haven't played Vertigo 2 yet, please, please, please go and play Vertigo 2. But without further ado, my game of the year in 2023 was Knock VR.
Who's that? Sitting over there. Sporting that thing underwear.
I originally purchased Knock late in 2022 as a part of their Winter Game Pass season. Although the core of Knock hasn't changed, the additions to this game throughout 2023 have been incredible. A social lobby to hang out and play minigames, speedrun levels with fleshed out leaderboard, and a whole new game mode in volleyball. Knock's progression over the year has been an absolute highlight of my year, as I've produced tournament series and videos on it as well, with my most ambitious Knock project coming out in January. If you haven't played it, please do yourself a favor and get over to the sweaty, competitive, beautiful game now. Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what your game of the year in 2023 was down in the comments, and I'll be seeing you more in 2024. Happy New Year, y'all.